What's up, everybody? Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. Just having a little bit of fun with my green screen, but that's not what we're here for today. Today we're here to talk about how to be present and why it's so important for your happiness, and we're going to talk about it right now. So the first thing I want to say is to make sure that you watch the full video, because it all kind of ties together, and that way you'll know all the tips. And the second thing is to make sure you take action on those tips. Because think about, just remember Newton's law. When we took science in school, Newton's law basically stated that a body at rest will stay at rest and a body in motion will remain in motion unless a force is acted upon them. So the thing is, if you're just sitting around not doing anything, that's what you're going to do. If you're actually changing what you do in your life, you'll make changes to your life. So just wanted to mention that, and we will get on with the tips now. So, and before actually I get on to the tips, I just want to first say that if you live in the past, you're pretty much going to be depressed, because you can't go back and change anything in the past. It's out of your control. So because it's out of your control, you're going to be depressed, and you're not going to be able to change that. So you don't want to live in the past. And if you live in the future, you tend to be anxious because you don't know what's going to happen, down the road. So what you want to try to do as much as possible is live in the present. And that's the people who live in the present are the happiest, because they're enjoying the journey, they're enjoying life, they're enjoying the gift of life, and they're living it with intent. And so if you can get into the present, and that's what these tips are going to be about, then you're going to have a happier life. So the first tip is to focus on the task in front of you and eliminate distractions. So what does that mean? It means, especially in today's world where we are distracted by everything. I mean, we got smartphones, we got the TV on, we're working from home, we got the kids running around when we're doing that. We're thinking about other tasks, or I got to cook dinner, or I got to do this, and we're not really concentrating on the task at hand. And if you could just concentrate on what you're doing in the moment and just get all that other garbage out of your head, you're going to be a lot happier, and you're going to be a lot more productive as well. So think about, like, if you're hiking, instead of hiking and thinking about, what do I have to do after this hike? What kind of, I have to go prepare that report, for tomorrow, and I have to do it after this hike, or I have to cook dinner, or whatever it is. Don't do that. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the nature. Don't ruin the gift by polluting it with all these other thoughts. Just like with exercising. What you want to do when you're exercising, let's say you're doing curls, you want to concentrate on what it's doing for you. You want to concentrate on the burn in your biceps, because you know that it's doing something good for your body. You don't want to be thinking about something else, like what you're going to watch on TV after that, because it's just not going to help you. You're going to be more successful if you're concentrating on that journey. Another example is when I work on my YouTube channel, or when I'm writing either a novel or a nonfiction book. When I'm in the zone, that's when I'm my happiest. I'm writing or I'm filming, like what I'm doing right now. I make sure that that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about anything else, because if I do, it's going to blow the video or the writing anyway. But also, it's just I'm happier because I'm getting the task done, and I'm not worrying and polluting my mind with a bunch of other stuff. So it's just much better if you just can concentrate on what you're doing as opposed to other things. Just block out all those other distractions. And I know there are going to be people out there that are so proud of themselves because they multitask and they're saying, they do this and they do that and that. They're on the phone, they're on the computer, but I guarantee you those people aren't as happy as they could be, and they're also probably making a lot of mistakes, because that's what happens when you're pulled all over the place. We weren't really meant to multitask, so make sure you take one task at a time, and you will be a lot happier. So the next tip that I have, and I know a lot of people do this to calm themselves down and to get into the present, is meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be, you don't have to be sitting on a rock on top of Everest or in Tibet, meditating for days on end. That's not what you have to do, and I know people have that perception sometimes when they think of meditation, but meditation could be very relaxing. It can be very short, and what you do to meditate, this is a very basic way of doing it. You can always look up other videos about meditation, but one of the basic ways is to just clear your mind and concentrate on your breathing. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And then the trick is you're going to get your mind to focus on that breathing, and that's all you're going to think about is breathing in and breathing out. And if you can get your mind to do that, you're going to start to relax your mind because you're not thinking about other things. If other things start to come into play, which they will, I guarantee it, other things will start to come in, just bring your focus back to that breathing in and out, and you will actually start to relax. And it might take time to practice it, so don't expect that you're going to be a great, if you start meditation today, that you're going to be great at it. You're not. Most people aren't. I'm still not great at it. I've been doing it for a while, but I still suck at it. But I try my best at it. And to tell you the truth, I only meditate about 5 minutes a day, and I do it in the morning, and it just starts the day off right, and I'm just more refreshed and relaxed when I start the day, and I'm more calm and I'm ready to go. So and it brings you, the main thing about it is it really does bring you back into the present as opposed to thinking about the future or the past, because what you're doing is you're concentrating your breathing, what your body is doing at that precise moment, and so you're in the present. And it's amazing when you get there and you're like, wow, I'm here, I'm in the present, and everything else is out. So I do really recommend meditation in some form or fashion every day. The another tip is to consciously break away from scattered thoughts and pay attention to what's around you. So basically concentrate on the details that are surrounding you. So if you're on a walk, let's say, and you're walking down the street, let's say it's lunchtime, you're good out of the office, you're walking down the street, look at the walls of the building. Notice the colors of the walls of the building, the trees like blowing in the wind, maybe the rain splashing on your face if it's a rainy day, or the people walking by and what they're wearing. Just be in the present. Just say, here I am, I'm here, and this is a gift. This is a huge gift. I mean, we are basically on this little ball flinging through space, and somehow we're alive and we're building things and we're being productive, and just to suck all that in the present, as opposed to thinking about, oh, I got that meeting coming up in a half an hour, or I have to, when I get home, I have to take care of the kids. Just be in the present and just really accept the gift that's around you and appreciate it. And the only way you can do that is being in the present to appreciate that. The next tip is when you're in a conversation with somebody, and we all kind of fall into this, but I would really recommend, as much as you can, is to just listen to them talk. Do not think about what your response is going to be or what your reaction will be after they finish talking. Because that's, first of all, that's how a lot of people cut each other off, because they're only thinking about what their response is going to be, as opposed to just truly listening to what that person has to say. So first of all, you're going to build better relationships that way, because you're actually going to be listening to the person, and that person's going to appreciate that. But also, you're going to be in the present, because you're not thinking down the road in the future, okay, well, what am I going to say after this person stops talking? You're thinking right in the present, okay, I'm focusing on what this person's saying. And it's just so refreshing when you finally get to that point, because I was really bad at it, and I would cut a lot of people off, and I would also, all I would do is sometimes I wouldn't even hear what the person's saying because I'm too busy thinking about what I'm going to say. But it's so refreshing when you just can take yourself off the hook about saying anything, and all you do is say, I'm just going to be here for this person and listen to them, and then I can say something afterwards. But first I'm going to process it, and it's just, you're living in the present, and it's just so much more relaxing, trust me. And again, it's just so many of us are just more concerned about our own response than actually listening to the conversation. So make sure you do that, and that way you're living in the present. And the last tip I have is to really be aware of your body and your health. So like when you're sitting in a chair or you're standing, are you sitting tall and straight, or are you slouching? You know, be aware of that. And so if you are slouching, right, you know, correct that. Correct that. Now, you're going to feel some physical, maybe it's a little uncomfortable at first. You might feel that, but then after a while, it's going to feel very comfortable because you're not slouching, you're not putting all that gravity in the wrong place. But the more important thing is if you feel your body, you're feeling it, you're living in the present at that point. And just what goes on in your body. Now, a great way to really be aware of what your body is doing in the present is doing yoga. And again, people might think, okay, you got to do yoga on top of a mountain, the sun's shining up there, but that's not how most people do yoga. I can guarantee it. You could go into YouTube and you can pull up a video. I actually did a video a long time ago. I basically suck at yoga, but I do my best. There are other yoga videos out that you can watch that are just awesome, and I watch a lot of them. But yoga is just, or any other really type of exercise, actually, it's just great in forcing you to be in the present, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. So it's almost impossible not to be present because you're going to be feeling it. And what you want to do is, some of these thoughts are still going to be coming to your mind about what you're going to do after the exercise, but it's so refreshing if you could just escape that, concentrate on that uncomfortableness, knowing that it's going to be very beneficial for you down the road, and just concentrate on that. And it's just so refreshing if you could do that. If you can get yourself to do that, it's so refreshing afterwards. You're going to be like, wow. And you get better and better at it. And I'm better at yoga now than I was a year ago. I'm still not great at it because I'm not that flexible, but I'm a lot more flexible now than I was a year ago, and I'm a lot more flexible than I would be if I didn't do any stretching. So just to let you know, that's one thing I would recommend doing. So the meditation and yoga sometimes go together, but I would highly recommend both of those being a daily routine in your life to help you stay in the present. So those are my tips, and I'm just wondering, what did you get from this video? Are you going to try any of these tips? Are you already doing some of them? Please share them in the comments below, because we can all learn from each other. If you have any other tips on how to stay in the present, make sure you pop those into the comments below, because really we really want to all learn from each other. And I don't have all the answers. I'm just a guy who is doing my best. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm doing my best to try to stay as young and healthy as possible, and I'm sharing my journey with you all. But I would love it if you share your journey back, and that way we can all learn. Also, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really does help YouTube push this video out to others that can benefit from it. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell notification. That way you'll be notified every time I put out a healthy living video. And currently I'm putting out 2 videos every week, one on Thursday and one on Sunday. And you can be you subscribe, you'll be notified, and that way you can watch the next video and learn some more. And then also, there are 2 videos are going to pop up any moment, and you can click on one of those videos and you can continue your healthy, happy living journey if you do that. Also, before I go, I just want to say, if you know anybody who can use healthy living videos like this in this channel, make sure you share this video and the channel with them, and that way they can join in on all the fun. And I will see you all soon.